Tampa Bay Spirits presents Haunted Campfire Tales live. Welcome. Gather around the fire. Get comfortable, but not too comfortable. The true ghost tales are about to unfold.
Hi, I'm Rob.
I'm Joan.
I'm Les.
I'm Beth.
Genevieve.
Robin.
I'm Jess.
And we're the Tampa Bay Spirits.
Yes, welcome. Welcome to Haunted Campfire Tales. We're so glad that you could come tonight, whether you're watching the show live or you're listening to it later or watching it later. We're really happy to have you in our audience. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. We love to have all your questions. If you have anything you would like us to talk about, let us know and we will try to work it in. Paul Hollis says, hey, everyone. Good evening. Hey, Paul. How are you doing?
Scary good evening to you.
Yeah. Okay. So, Genevieve, as some of you probably know that watch the show regularly, owns a ghost tour in New Jersey, and she also owns a shop of many things.
Many things, yes. We have lots of things here. we have physical things and we have metaphysical things here. So
That's true. Yeah, you do have metaphysical things. You also have, little riders on some of your things, don't you?
Riders.
we'll call them that, yeah.
Hop-alongs.
Oh, Marjorie, hey, how are you doing? Marjorie says, hi all, I may have to leave early, but I'm here for now. We're glad that you're here, Marjorie. Well, the parlor, 8 Main Street, Keyport, New Jersey, and the phone number is 732-217-1311. That is Genevieve's shop.
That's the place to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love the names.
It's our spooky little haven here in Keyport, New Jersey, and it's definitely feels more like home than my actual home at this point.
You probably spend more time at this parlor and your other job.
Yeah.
When do you have time to be at home?
I know. The only thing that's missing here is my dogs.
Yeah. And do you still have cats?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But they don't care if I'm home. They don't care. The dogs with me. The cats are just like, oh, you're home.
They have the dogs to mess with when you're gone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is true. This is very true.
My cats are like little dogs. They wait at the door for us. They all come running and greet us with little headbutts and chirps.
Aww.
It's very cute.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they are. They're sweet. All 3 of them.
Yeah.
They're very cute. We have kind of a catty family. We don't have any cats, but Jess has cats. Trish has cats. Sean has a cat.
Cat.
A cat. Mittens. Colleen would have cats, except Rory is allergic. But Colleen always had cats.
Yeah,
I used to raise cats.
Well, Soren is allergic. My son is allergic to cats. But he says it's worth it. So we can always tell if he's been snuggling one of the cats. We'll be like, were you just rubbing your face on Doom? And he'll be like, yeah, maybe. And he'll get little bumps or he'll all of a sudden be runny eyes and sniffling.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking last time about how to get in touch with spirit and all that kind of stuff. And I know, Robin, you had asked the question when we first started all this, is it more common to see full-blown apparitions or other types of apparitions. And I don't know about everybody else, I'd have to sit, but I would have to say, hands down, it is much more common to see other kinds of apparitions rather than a full-blown apparition.
Like,
That I
like
think
shadow figures. Or
yeah, yeah. But to see a full-blown apparition is very rare. And then to see an apparition that actually looks like a solid human being is extraordinary. So we may have seen him, but then it may have just been a neighbor, a really odd neighbor, but we still don't.
Your
I think
audio
this
got
is-
a little muffly for some
Yeah.
reason.
Yes? Oh,
That's clear. A bit clearer
that's
now.
right.
we got noise back.
I was sitting way back in my chair. I'll have to move
Oh,
closer
wow.
to the mic. There. Thank you. He
Sure.
just, how about now? Is
Fine.
that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Now I'm muffled.
We just moved the mic closer.
Who amongst us have seen full-bodied apparitions?
What do you mean
Okay,
by
so-
full-bodied apparitions? Like they look like a person, or that they look like parts of a person?
I think when I would call it a full body apparition, even if it's not a full body, but if it looks like you think you're seeing a person,
like corporeal. It almost looks like but then you might realize, oh, it's only like the bottom half of a dress or something, like,
Yeah.
you might not see the whole
Then
thing.
yes.
Okay.
What have you seen, Genevieve?
So, as far as the shop goes, I'm looking around now because they're probably like around.
They're like, yes.
Yeah,
I would love for them to show up, by the
That'd
way,
be cool.
behind you. Like,
let's welcome
Sometimes
it.
it happens, like on our lives and stuff. We get like weird things. People will message us as we're talking, like, "There's something over here." But I've seen a few very distinct apparitions here in the shop. We have a back room where we do a lot of our prep work and storage and stuff like that. And oftentimes you'll see somebody kind of peeking out and like looking around. There was one day I was standing at the front of I was standing this way. The back room is back that way. And I saw somebody walk out. They kind of looked over at us in the front room and then walked this way, which is like toward a wall, and then just was gone.
Did it look like a person or did it look transparent or what did it look like?
It looked like a person, but this is going to sound weird. I didn't see it with my eyes.
okay.
If that,
In your mind's eye.
yeah, I can't fully explain it because I've never seen one exactly like this. I have seen with my eyes in the back room, like fragments of people. Like one day I saw someone with their hand on their hip, and I thought it was one of my business partners, but he wasn't here.
Mm-hmm.
So we've had a lot of weird things. I don't know if you can hear our air vent now because that just started.
I don't hear.
No.
It's not disrupting it.
Okay. Yeah, so we've seen a lot of stuff here. A lot of other weird things. We actually see a cat here. Speaking of cats. Yeah. So yeah, lots of cool things
Cool.
like that.
So, and if anybody was like listening and not watching, when I asked who's seen full-bodied apparitions, it was Genevieve, Robin, Beth, and my mom. I don't remember and my dad. So Robin, Joan, Robin, Beth, and Genevieve all have. I don't know that I would call what I saw a full-bodied apparition at my sister's house, and I know I've shared this story here before, but I saw a figure from my peripheral. To me, I don't know if you call that a full body apparition. It was a full person, but it looked like kind of like whitish. It wasn't like a shadow person. But I fully thought there was a person in the house with me. It was like that, like that's why I was nervous, because I was a young woman by myself in a house that was supposed to be empty except for her dogs. And then all of a sudden a person is walking by the door and inside, and it really freaked me out because I thought an actual human was there, like an alive person was in the house that wasn't supposed to be there. So that really startled me. I don't, but when I think about it in my mind, like it was like a whitish figure, not, if that makes sense. So I know that sounds weird when I'm like, I for sure thought a person was there, but it feels like a whitish figure. So
Well, one of the what I would consider a full body apparition was a person that well, Adam Berry and I saw her when we were in an investigation in Slosh in Birmingham,
Loss.
however you say it. They won't let us go there and investigate anymore. But which is too bad because it was really haunted. But
We should have behaved ourselves.
and we saw a little girl, and I mean, we could see the curls in her hair, and we could see the dress she was wearing. It was definitely a period piece, like with a big bow around her waist and stockings and Mary Jane shoes and that kind of thing. And but she was transparent. So, I mean, she wasn't like, I would say her colors were more like maybe like a light gray with kind of these silver swirls swirling through her whole person. But you could see her eyes and her nose and her mouth and all that kind of stuff. But I would consider that a full body apparition. I'm not talking about flesh, where you would never know the difference. You could
Sure.
tell it was a ghost. But not like a shadow figure. To me, that's different. I think shadow figures are much more common than seeing
Something.
actual people.
Makes you wonder why when you see them, and if you go to see where they went to, you can never find them. Is it because? What do you think? Do you think it's because maybe they aren't aware that we're there?
I don't know.
Yeah. One of the ones that I saw, he knew I was there because he was smiling at me.
Ah.
But I only saw him. Well, I first saw him by the fireplace in the living room, and I nodded at him, and he nodded at me, and I went. I mean, at the living room, whatever the other room was, because the living room was where he was sitting in the chair. And then I came back in, I got some food, and I sat down on the couch. It was at the Christmas party.
Right.
The chair in the corner was empty. But when I turned my head, I saw him like from the corner of my eye, like I thought a guest had sat down. Sat down in the chair because he looked so complete and like a whole alive human sitting in the chair. And he smiled at me. So I turned to smile at him, and the chair was empty. So that's really weird. So I turned away, and I'm like, oh, there he is. And I did that like 4 or 5 times. And then I finally got up and I went to the woman who was hosting the party. And this is what made me realize, this is what I had seen. Because all I said to her was, Kathy, I have a question. I said, and I went like that with my thumb towards the chair. And she goes, you see the old guy in the chair, don't you? Like, oh, I'm not crazy.
For a minute, you were like, "What is in these snacks?" Like,
I didn't even drink. It must have been something with peanuts.
Wow. What about you, Beth? What have you seen?
Oh, I've seen a few. I think the first one I saw was at a friend's house in the mountains of Georgia, and she just built this house, and from what we know, there was no home previously. But I walked into the restroom on the first floor of the house, and I saw legs under the sink. And they were fully formed legs. They were dirty and muddy legs. And it was almost just, instead of the feet of the sink, it were legs. It was the weirdest.
Thank you.
It was so bizarre, and it took a little bit before I could really wrap my head around what I was actually seeing.
It was just a Pirates of the Caribbean themed
It was so weird. I
bathroom.
think it was
Somebody like no, they're animatronic.
It wasn't less, was it?
it was not less.
It took me a long time to get into that sink.
Oh.
It was kind of weird. And then when I went to St. Louis and we went to the Lemp
Yeah.
home,
Yeah.
and
Lynn's Castle.
yes, it's an amazing place. We were in the owner's master bedroom, and attached to that is a dining room and a fireplace. And I was the first one awake, which I don't know how, because we went to bed at 5 and this was like 8. And I don't know how I was awake, but I was making coffee and I turned, and at the table there was a man in a black suit sitting with his back to me, like facing the fireplace. And as soon as I recognized that there was a man there that wasn't there before, he was gone. So those are
But
two.
he looked like a person.
He looked like a fully formed person. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So see, she's seen body parts too, Genevieve, so it's not so
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
It's not just me.
I heard another story from a podcaster I like, or she used to have a podcast like ages ago. Anyway, she's a baker, but she lived in Louisiana, and obviously, famously, very history with a city with a lot of history and a lot of reported hauntings. But I loved one of her stories. She said, she lived by herself. She lived in one of the old historic buildings in the French Quarter. And she got up and she was walking through one of her rooms. And as she was walking through the room, it was like she came in the doorway and she was walking like in the morning. She had her coffee or whatever. And you know how like if you are like walking and you might be like looking at the floor in front of you, but you can see kind of in front of that, a little bit, but not fully in front of you. And so she saw as if somebody was in the room and was walking away when she walked in, like out the other door. But what she saw was a dress, like the bottom of a dress, like the kind of dress that would have a hoop skirt under it, so like swishy. And she heard the swish, and it looked like fabric, right? Like it was swish, and like somebody turned and walked out in front of her, and when she looked up, there was no one there. And I think that's such a neat story. It's almost like she walked in and the apparition was like, oh no, oh, she got me, what it felt like, but I think that's a neat story, because she talks about seeing like the texture of the fabric and hearing the swish of the skirt. And you can kind of, in my mind, I can picture it so vividly, like it turning and the way a skirt would move like that. And I think that's really interesting. It's really neat. Maybe
it's
a
like
time slip.
Captain that used to come to our house and walk up the front walk, and you'd see the back of his coat and his boots and hear him, and then he'd disappear. I never saw the whole thing, just parts of his body. His
As long as
legs.
they're clothed, you're okay.
It doesn't sound
Yeah,
like, well, were the legs clothed? Were they naked legs, Beth?
They were muddy, naked legs, and
Ew.
So
Georgia red clay.
in the bathroom is the right place, I guess. But
I'm glad he wasn't traipsing that all through the house.
Well, that would have made me mad.
yeah,
That's all you need to have is ghost mud all through the whole house. How would you clear that up? Now, just think of all of us that have seen things, right? It's like crazy. I don't understand why we had a private investigation the other night, and the person who was there was afraid people would think that he was crazy because he was seeing things, you know? And that really bothers me because so many people have seen things. It shouldn't be considered like woo woo or crazy if you see stuff.
Well, it seems like
Right.
most of the people that call us for investigations are wanting to get validation
Yes.
that
Yeah.
they aren't crazy,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So I think it's very common.
Right. And we're glad to help them to be able to,
Yeah.
give them some proof and say, see, there is something here. You're not crazy. So that, it's
I
just
have a
it's crazy to me that people still find it weird. Okay, go
I,
ahead.
I have a question. If you were in someone's house and experienced something, but they were unaware, would you not tell them?
I've
It
been
would
in that
depend on the
situation.
person.
I've
I'm
I've been
sorry,
in
what?
I've been in that situation, and I did tell them
You
because
did. Okay.
yeah.
Because I didn't. And a friend of mine who had been in the house and had experienced the same thing, she didn't either because the person who lives there would have probably freaked out and sold the place. So we
Yeah.
sort of kept it because she was not feeling anything. So
And
it
I
was like,
wouldn't have
okay,
told that person either. I mean, if you know the person and you know it's going to scare them and they won't be able to sleep at night, why would you tell them?
right, okay.
Yeah.
It's not like,
They're not hurting anybody.
If they haven't had a problem,
Yeah,
right,
why
yeah.
make one?
Who's ever there isn't hurting anyone, isn't
right.
causing any
They're
trouble
they're
or anything.
coexisting.
Hmm.
In
Yeah,
in
it
my
could.
situation, the person that whose house it was really into the ghost stuff and had never
Yeah,
really experienced it. So that's why I felt like,
Oh
oh,
yeah.
you might want
Yeah,
to know.
yeah,
In that case, sure.
absolutely. That's why I said it depend. For me, it would depend on the person.
Yeah, the situation.
Somebody like that, Genevieve. Heck yeah, I'd be
Yeah.
like, hey, you have company. Well,
Congratulations. You have a ghost.
You have a ghost.
and just told her sister because she thought her sister should know what was going. But her sister knew anyway because she used to call me all the time and say, um, "Mom, there's something
She could have
happening in
given
this
me a heads
bedroom."
up when I was going to watch the house.
And she would have me yell at them and tell them to stop bothering her or the kids or whoever they were bothering. She would literally call me on the phone and say, "Mom, give them
can,
what
can I
for?"
can I mention something?
Yeah,
Derek, like I've never experienced except for like when my mother-in-law died and I came in and that whole thing. But otherwise, I've never felt anything, experienced anything in this house. But lately, Derek hears um, someone speaking to him.
Mm.
Like we'll say by name. We'll say good morning, Derek, when he comes up, like to go into the bathroom and stuff. So I, I don't know why suddenly because he's never, I never have either. Although the funny thing is that before he told me this, the cat would be like laying on my lap, and I would hear this noise. I'd be like, "What is that?" And the cat would look like,
yeah,
and I'd go around and look because I'd be like, something just dropped to the floor, or something in a crunchy bag just fell over, and I would search and search. And then he told me a couple, like I don't know, like a couple days after all this was going on, and I said something to him. He goes, "Yeah," he goes, "Somebody keeps talking to me." He's not scared about it, and I'm not either. It just seems odd after being in this house for 25 years that something is occurring.
Did
Mhm.
something new come in the house?
That's what I thought. I'm like, no, I haven't brought anything in to the house at all. I mean,
but
not a new thing, not an old thing, not a anything. It's
you're sensitive, and apparently Derek is too because he's hearing the person. So you know what that's like. It's like a beacon. It's like Eat at Joe's, in the night.
right. Talk to this guy.
Talk to this. Hello, Derek. Probably heard you calling Derek.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like anybody he knows or anything like that.
No, well, when the first time it happened, he thought it was me because it seemed like it was at a distance. And then he came upstairs and I was asleep. So he realized it wasn't me. But he said it's been happening since then, sometimes right at his ear and sometimes a little bit away. But he's, like I said, he's like unfazed by it. So
Is it just like saying hello or
sometimes he can't tell what it's saying, but otherwise it's like friendly greetings.
I'm like,
"Good
is it a
morning."
ghost parrot or
Yeah, right. I had
Hello
a parrot
there.
here for a while.
Hello, Derek.
on his
maybe
shoulder,
Merlin has
flying
come
up on a
back.
perch? A real piratey theme going on.
Yeah.
In my head only.
I
I'm
like
sorry.
Well, because of the captain.
Yeah.
He was from the 1400s and certainly had a piratey air to him.
Pirate ear.
Genevieve, did you want to share that video with us and kind of tell
Yeah,
people what happened? Maybe show them what
I was
lovely
trying.
thing you have in your.
I was trying to get it like transferred from my phone to my laptop, and I can't do that. But I can try to show it. Let's see if I can do it from here.
Okay.
We'll see. Technology is not my strength. It's telling me it's too big to.
The file's too.
Yeah, the file's too big.
Yeah. So we have this mannequin. She's Megan from the movie. Are you guys still there?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're
we're
here.
here.
We just put you on solo so people could see you better.
So we can see
Okay.
the screen.
Let's see. Oh, there we go. So she's gonna. There we go. There she is.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we can see that.
Show it again.
It'll go 1 second.
Yeah.
It'll loop again.
On a loop. She goes.
Wow.
That
Yeah.
was like during the night.
2:54 a.m.
Wow.
So you want to show the audience what that
Yeah,
doll
I'll show you
is?
what it really looks like. Let's see. Let's take a little walk.
I'm going to have nightmares now. Oh, God, I am going to have nightmares.
Oh yeah.
And she's tall.
Beauty.
She's tall. Like she's not little. She's
Yeah.
like the size of like a 10-year-old kid.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is strange.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of really crazy stuff here. I get a lot of I always take orbs with a grain of salt, because
Right.
Yeah.
especially in a place like this, the building's so old and things are always moving around.
That's
But I tend to get them like after I close up, my camera will get triggered. It's like almost like we close up and then there's a lot of bustling around. So I'm not sure why. The other day I had was a couple months ago actually. Our one camera it's motion sensitive. And I came in the next day and one of our masks on the opposite side of a wall was on the floor. And the camera picked up a person at like 3 a.m. and followed it across that room to the spot that was on the opposite side of where that mask fell.
Oh, cool.
So it was almost like something went right through. But we did an investigation here 2 weeks ago, and it was really active. We had all the equipment. Oh, she's still playing on my phone over and over again.
Bong. Bong.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a lot of crazy stuff happening with that investigation the other day. Like things just kept. Yeah, it's insane here.
It's time to take your medicine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I may have mentioned to you guys last time I started a journal so that people are like our customers that have experiences can write stuff down.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah, that's fun.
Yeah. And actually the day last Saturday we had a tarot card reader here and he had his cards in a pouch. And for some reason, we still don't know why, 13 of his cards were taken out and they were on the floor.
Oh,
Interesting number.
yes.
And he was so nervous that he lost a card that he didn't think to read the cards that fell out.
Oh,
Oh,
So it's okay.
yeah.
George Dismuke says, okay, I'm here. Better late than never. Why do spirits seem to come out only at night?
Oh, not
Are they-
here.
Are they
They're here all
scared
the
of
time.
sunburn? I don't think spirits do just come out at night, George. It's
I think it's
That's a
easier to
misnomer.
notice at night, right?
right.
Because
It's
if you think about it,
quieter.
it's
yes.
quieter. Even outside noise is quieter.
The light's
Um,
different. No shadow.
But I
Yep.
think there's also part of our brain that is, this is the anthropologist in me, sorry, but there's part
On
of our
alert.
brain that at night, we are naturally heightened.
Yeah,
So
That makes
from
sense. Yeah.
like hundreds of thousands of years
Yeah,
of survival
it had to be.
instinct. Yeah, you like literally, it was life or death, right? So that totally makes sense. We're more tuned in to every noise that we're hearing, or little motions or things we might see just from that being ingrained in us, right?
Mhm.
Here in this house, I see more stuff during the day. It's funny.
Hmm.
Greg said he wouldn't be quieter if he saw a spirit.
I will be right
No.
back. I'm just going to go lock my door because we're closed now.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's just an easier time, especially like for investigations and stuff. We usually do it at night just because it is easier to weed out some of that extra noise and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think that's mostly it,
Yeah, yeah.
people aren't going to be out mowing
They're
their lawn.
around.
So you're trying to hear what's happening, or, like,
Yeah.
And you're probably focused better
Mhm.
too without the distractions that are going on during the day. I
Yeah,
would think.
Yeah.
that's true.
But that one case I was talking about, where would you tell somebody that was daylight? That was like 2:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah. Yeah.
I find
What
that I
happened?
pick up more stuff whenever I'm distracted. I certainly see more things when I'm distracted. That's why it's always so surprising to me. It's not like I'm on an investigation. It's never been on an investigation that I see anything.
Right.
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 Marjorie says, I think people get that impression from movies. Most of them have scary incidents happen at night. That's very true. And
Yes,
Marjorie's books, too.
And 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 I think also that a lot of the ghost hunting type of shows always show them at night and with turning all the lights off, and I think that's all part of the theater of presenting a show, of let's do it at night when it's spooky and that kind of thing. Now, when we do investigations, we do turn the lights off because most of our cameras are infrared. So, if we have all the lights on, we're not going to see a whole lot.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, the infrared works better.
But
Catching.
Jenny Wade wasn't dark, and there was a lot going on.
Oh, that's
Jenny
true.
Wade
That's true.
was, all the lights were on, and it was
All the
nuts.
bells and whistles were going off.
I didn't even
Oh.
think about it.
I didn't either. Well, I never care whether the lights are on or off. I don't care. But Genevieve, you would have loved Jenny Wade in Gettysburg.
Yeah.
It was so crazy. It was insane. Robin, were you upstairs or are you downstairs with?
Joy was upstairs. I was down.
Okay, so downstairs was Rob and myself, and Genevieve, you've changed. And
Teasing, sorry.
Beth was downstairs. Les, you were upstairs. Jess
Upstairs.
was upstairs. Joy was upstairs. But those of us that were downstairs, that we can tell you that every single piece of equipment was all going off at the same time. and and when we wouldn't even be asking questions, we'd be chatting amongst each other, and Jenny, who had been talking to us, would be popping in with turning on stuff to put her 2 cents in, of like,
It was
yes,
amazing.
the flashlight would turn on and off twice for yes, yes, or no, I don't agree, or it was like, wow, that was
Like we all
crazy.
sat down to tea.
I know, it was kind of sweet that she wanted to
Yes.
be part of the conversation.
Yeah. That's great.
But yeah, yeah, that was ooh, that was late at night too, but it was all bright lights.
We
And you
had
were interacting with a little child upstairs, weren't you? Just mostly.
We think
Yeah,
so. And it,
we
it
got
was
we got nothing.
It was so
it,
busy.
it was like interesting because a lot of times you'll have investigations and we have a lot of equipment set out, but like one thing it's like they'll pick one instrument to interact with
Yep.
primarily, right?
Yep.
Like, and at Jenny Wade, it was like we would ask a question and we had three different devices set up in different areas and they would all like at the
Yep.
same simultaneously. Like,
Yes.
do you
yeah,
think
it was
do you think that's because there are so many people that investigate that space that they're I mean, I have this kind of thought here that the more often we use certain techniques or certain equipment, the ghosts kind of get used to it and they learn
They
how.
learn it.
Learn
Oh,
it.
Yeah.
we
oh,
think the same thing. We were just talking about that on our last investigation because we went somewhere where no one had investigated before and it took a while of
to
like
teach them.
explaining like
Mhm.
if you come over here, like
Yeah.
it will make a sound and it just means we know you're there, like kind of teaching them how to use it. But we go to somewhere like Jenny Wade or we've had experiences at May Stringer where it feels like it's old hat to them. They're like boom boom boom, like they got it, like it's very little setup or explanation because and it seems easier for them to manipulate or something like
Mhm.
um because they've practiced it. I don't know.
Oh, I
Or
think so. I think
yeah.
there's definitely a learning curve for the spirits on how to use all that the
Yeah.
equipment.
And an
Especially
energy investment, right? Like,
Yeah.
Oh, totally. How to manipulate energy and how to use energy. I think there's a big learning curve. And we notice that they get, even the ones like at May Stringer or Jenny Wade, they get tired.
yeah.
Um, and they need to recoup, recoup that. We're always saying we need one of those, what do you call it, Beth? That
An
helps,
EMF pump.
That EM
good.
an EMF
Yep.
to help them have more energy,
I feel
to
like
be
I
able
need
to
that.
run.
Yeah.
Do you need an
right?
EMF?
That'll be great.
Yeah. Where can I sign
Sign
up?
up to an EMF. But
Bring a
yeah,
ghost energy drink.
the EMF pump is a ghost energy drink. Very true. Um, I did want to tell that story real quick. I'm going to have to look it up again. I have it saved. All right. So what had happened was that we just changed where we're storing our trailer. And so we were talking to the people that work there. Dang it, I can't find it.
What are you doing?
Trying to find the stupid story. It's about Mamie Thurman. Has anybody ever heard of Mamie Thurman?
That sounds familiar.
Okay. Mamie Thurman. Oh, that's right. I turned off my phone. Dang it.
Yeah. Now you're gonna
Just
have
wait
to
a
find it
minute.
again.
I have to turn my phone on
There's an
again.
airplane landing. Just
Good grief. All right. So, Mamie Thurman, in 1932, Mamie Thurman was a pretty dark haired 31-year-old housewife married to a local policeman in Logan, West Virginia. Um, She was an active churchgoer at such and such a church. We don't care about that. And she was a member of the Logan Women's Club. The couple, her husband, Jack Logan, was, like I said, a local policeman. They had rented a 2-room apartment over a garage, which was located in the backyard of 42-year-old Harry Robertson and his wife, Louise. Robertson was a starched suit bookkeeper at the National Bank of Logan. He was also the head of the town commission or something like that, president of that. He was described as having greasy hair, a pinched face, and thick glasses. Now, for the last 2 years, Mamie and whatever his name is, Robertson, anyway, whatever his name was, had been having an affair. And there was also another boarder there that lived in the attic, and he was the handyman for the Robertsons, Harry Robertson. All right. Clarence Stevenson was 29. He was an African American, and he would be the beard for Mamie and Harry to have their time together. And he would say that he was going out hunting with Harry. He and Harry were always going hunting, but actually it was so that he could carry on this affair with Mamie Thurman. This young man was picking blueberries in the woods one day, and he came upon a horrific scene. Mamie had been stabbed multiple times and shot at the top of this mountain where he was picking strawberries or berries, blueberries, whatever they were. Anyway, both he and Harry came under suspicion. And of course, he was found guilty of the murder. The Clarence friend, the African American handyman. A lot of people never felt like he was guilty, that he was found guilty just because he happened to be an African American in a white town and a white banker was the other suspect, including Mamie's brother, who was a district attorney in New Mexico, never felt that Clarence had been guilty of murdering his sister. And so in some respects, the murder has never been solved. So people still to this day see her in her blue polka dot dress that she was found in, running through the woods along the same place where her body was found. And people go up there just to see that. And a lot of people do. Also, an interesting thing is, I don't know if you've ever done any of those mystery things where, your car goes up the road. It seems to be going up. Okay. Her body was found right at a hill like that. And so now you can stop your car at the bottom of the hill, and they'll say Mamie pushes the car up to the top of the hill. But of course, it's not that at all. It's an optical illusion. How we found out about this is because I never tell people that we're paranormal investigators, but I just happened to tell the manager where we had just gone to put in our trailer. I told her that we were paranormal investigators, and she said, "Oh, I have a story for you from West Virginia. It's about Mamie Thurman. Have you ever heard about that one?" And I said, "No, I haven't." And so she told me the story. And then, of course, as soon as I got home, I looked it up. And sure enough, there's a plaque there on the road and everything that said this is where Mamie Thurman's ghost is seen. And so sounds like it would be fun to go up there and check anyway. I like West Virginia. It's pretty.
It's very pretty.
Yeah,
Not far from New Jersey.
You're almost here at that point. You might as well just stop by.
There you go.
I agree.
I looked it up and it's 391 miles for me, so I couldn't like turn around afterwards.
Not quite a quick trip.
No.
So the ghost of Mamie Thurman is seen at 22 Mine Road in Logan County, West Virginia. I mean, it
Actually,
has directions and everything how to get there.
Holden, West Virginia.
Holden, West Virginia. Yeah, Logan County, I said.
I know.
Yeah.
It's 22 Mine Road, and the actual address is in Holden.
They give the entrance to road and drive 37.796. I mean, they give you all of the exact, longitude and latitude.
Yeah,
Yep.
GPS.
And then it says, take the winding drive to the top of the mountain. And that's where she's seen all the time. So that's a mystery within a mystery, because
Right.
most people feel like he should not have been found guilty of the murder.
Yeah, I have heard that story before. There's like a lot of true. I listen to true crime podcasts, if you can believe it, and
Same.
and I've heard this story before. And there's a lot of good podcasts out there to listen to if you want more details on, because they always dig up a lot of good information. But yeah, definitely. I mean, that would be interesting. I don't know. It doesn't sound like there's like really a place to go inside and investigate, right? Like it would be more just
No, it'd be outside in the woods. Actually, the manager of the storage place where we're storing the RRV is, she saw her. That's why she told us about it, because she said, I've seen a ghost. I have a ghost story.
Marjorie says it seems like there are a lot of different locations that have female full-bodied apparitions dressed in white, seen along roadsides by people driving by. Any idea why that's the case?
That's one of my favorite types of I have very favorite types of ghosts, and lady in white ghost stories are one of my favorites. I don't know why.
There's a lot of them, though.
Yes. The
Now,
town
are they really dressed in white, or they're just people think they are because they appear to them as white?
I was thinking the same thing, because I was thinking about Derek saying he thought the voice was you at first. And I'm like, that makes sense, because if you're like, the only person I know of to be home,
Right.
is you, of course, you're going to assume if you're hearing a voice, it's the other person. That's the only other person is in the house, right? Like your brain kind of fills in those gaps for you. And so I was thinking about what I saw at my sister's house and how it was all white. And I thought, I wonder if people are seeing things like that and just filling in, oh, like this is probably a woman in a white dress, like they're filling it in with something familiar, or their brain is something familiar. And not that I'm seeing women walking around in white dresses all the time, but you know what I'm saying? Like, what could it be? Okay. Like, and your brain does that quick matrixing where it like fills in the details for you. I don't know. I wonder.
Because they're not seeing it in color, so they see white, and so they call it a white
They
dress.
presume like, oh, it's a white form.
Mhm.
And, I don't know.
Yeah,
And
but
if
you do
it's
hear
not solid but seems to be fluid in any way, they may be thinking of it
Right.
as a dress.
Exactly. Right. Like, I don't know, maybe, or maybe they really are like, no, I would swear it was like a woman, standing there. Cause some of the stories are very vivid, and the person is like, can tell you all the details, right? Like she had this color hair, and like it sounds very much like they saw a person in a white dress. So I don't know. It is strange.
Yeah, and Marjorie says often they seem to be described as being dressed in a wedding gown. So
Yeah, or a nightgown.
Mhm.
You hear that a lot. You do. And you hear about men in like a stove, what do you call it? A
stovepipe
pipe hat?
Yeah.
Yeah, or a beaver hat. You hear that a lot. I don't know why. I do know that back in the 80s, and this is crazy because our daughter Patricia actually saw this person, that there were a lot of children all around the country that were seeing a man dressed in white. He was dressed in white with a white top hat and like a tuxedo kind of outfit on, and that he would talk to these children, and it was a ghost. And our daughter Patricia used to see him all the time. She was 8 years old, and he would always be sitting on the chair on the steps talking to her. And she would say to us, "Oh, I saw Mr. Ghost today." And he would tell us what Mr. Ghost had to say.
Mm.
And so, honestly, I, of all people, thought that it was just her imagination. And then years later, then Jay on from Ghost Hunters said that there had been sightings of that particular ghost all over the country. People were calling in all the time.
Is that
To me,
something similar to like when a few years back all the kids were talking about seeing Slender Man?
Oh yeah.
Is this something similar to that maybe? Of course, the kids that saw Slender Man also had the help of the internet.
Right.
yeah, they didn't back in the 80s, and I don't think these were kids that would talk to each other because they were from all different states. And
Yeah.
I know Trish hadn't talked to anybody about it. She just told us about it one day, and just was adamant that she was seeing him sitting on the steps. And I'm like, our stairs going from downstairs to upstairs. I never saw him, you know. I never saw him. I never felt him. Nothing. So I thought, okay, it's her imagination. But now she thinks, oh, that probably was somebody. And I think, oh, that probably was somebody because there were so many reports. I mean,
Yeah.
Jay and Grant were getting calls from people all over the country saying, come to my house because this is happening. My children are seeing this person.
Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I know we talked about the Slender Man thing before and how we know the origin of that, where that started, right? Like that was specifically a creepypasta story that somebody created and thought of and put on the internet. And then the thought process is like maybe it's like a what do you call it? Like a tulpa or whatever, where
Oh.
you like a manifestation if so many people are thinking about it, maybe it's manifesting that way for people, or maybe that's the thing in your head, so that's what you see. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. That's interesting. Kind of similar to what we were saying before about the white dress thing, but I don't know. It's weird. There do seem to be waves of that type of thing, and many people in different areas will report the same kind of phenomenon, and I don't know if why. I don't know why.
I know. It's really, and the more we investigate, I feel like the less we know,
Questions we
The
have.
less we can be
the
certain
more
of, yeah.
questions we have. Yes, exactly. It's like, okay, well, like our next investigation that we're going to, they, in that store, they said they found the handprint of a child on a mirror hanging 15 feet off the ground, right? And I'm thinking, how did even a ghost child get up there to be putting their hand on the mirror, And why?
Right. But they're not necessarily bound by the way we are to gravity and all that. So it could be just he was like, oh, pretty.
Yeah.
Next thing he was up
Fly
there.
up there now. Whoop, just go right on up there.
What's this
She or
mirror
he.
doing up here?
Yeah. I don't know why I think she's a she, but I've been thinking of her as a she ever since they told us about it. But I don't know.
Well, if they're anything like my daughter, it's impossible to keep any glass or mirrored surface clean in any way.
That's true.
Doesn't matter where it's located, what room it's in, how high it is, how many sides it has. There will be something all over it, or, I'll be like, were you kissing the mirror? No. I'm really pretty sure you were.
Of course, they get prints.
Yeah.
Marjorie's question is, why is the mirror hanging 15 feet off the ground?
I think that the store owner is using it as a decoration. They have a coffee shop at a bookstore, and then a third floor to the building, and I think they just have it hanging down
It's an
in
old
the middle.
building, I guess.
Yeah, it's an old building too. I don't know. I will ask them when we get there, Marjorie, and I'll say, inquiring minds want to know, why do you have a mirror hanging?
Well,
It's a
last
good-
month we did talk about a lot of different ways of communication. Spirits are communicating. Genevieve, your shop there, you've got lots of items in there, as we can see. Can you tell us a few of the different things that
Sure.
we've used?
Yeah. So, well, most recent acquisition, he's on loan. That is Handsome Edward behind me. That's a death mask. I don't know if you can see him from here.
We saw him earlier, but
Yeah.
here. Oh yeah,
Okay.
there. Now you can
Yeah.
see him.
There.
He's right back up there in that box that looks almost like a. There we go. Looks like a coffin.
Yeah.
He has a lot of energy around him. Not quite sure. When we did an investigation 2 weeks ago, we had the cat balls around him, and they were going crazy. And we also had we noticed inside that box the temperature was about 98 degrees.
Wow.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah. So that was a really active night. But speaking of like communication wise, we use a lot of spirit boxes and stuff here, so we get a lot of words. But weird things like, I'm going to show you guys something real quick. Bear with me while I walk. I don't know if you can see our hallway. We have those like Harry Potter candles. Can you see them?
Yeah.
Those things turn themselves on randomly, and one in particular will actually respond.
Oh, that's cool.
You know what
Yeah.
it makes me think of? You know the show Stranger Things?
Yes.
Yeah.
Remember how she had Winona Ryder's character had the lights she put up, and then the
Yeah.
upside down would communicate that way?
Yeah. There's one that's like the second to the last on this side, and these batteries get drained all the time. We're constantly replacing batteries, but one of them will just like turn itself on whenever it feels like it. We'll talk, and sometimes we'll say like, light yourself up. If it turns on now, I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
It is swinging right now.
Me too.
So that's
Yay! Turn yourself on.
but sometimes like every time I leave here, I do my light test. Like I turn off all of the lights, and then I do a walkthrough because we have so many different things lit up that I need to turn the big lights off to see what's still on. And I always double check, make sure we don't have any candles burning and stuff. So I know that I turn these off. Sometimes in the middle of the night, I'll get an alert that light turns itself on. So I'm not sure why. But
Just like hi, we're here. Hello.
Yeah.
So, what kind of a spirit box do you use?
So I've got the I can't remember what it's called, like the small little like transistor radio kind
Like
of.
like a 7 or an 11.
Yeah.
The AM FM that goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have that one, and I have an app on my phone that I use that's been really effective. But we use the other one for the SCs and stuff, and I do that not as much as I would like to, but I do that probably more than I should.
We're
It's
all
really
addicted
good.
to it.
I love it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we do too. The Estes method is the best. It's great. Yeah.
I've never done that, but every time you're talking about it, I think, wow, I'd really like to do
Yeah,
that
next
sometime.
time we'll have to let you
Yeah,
try
we'll make
it.
sure we. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Meditation for me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really kind of got to lock in and like focus. So everything else kind of falls away because you're just so focused on like.
You won't be knocking on my shoulder going, wake up.
Definitely.
Sometimes we tap people out because
Yeah.
it gets too intense. So
Yeah, but not because we're asleep.
no,
No.
no,
No.
no. We just bought a um, Ovilus 5 spirit box,
Oh, cool.
and we brought it to the investigation, and we were like disappointed because we felt like it was just spitting out these random words, you know. And the first name that it gave was, I won't say the name because this is a private house and I don't want to reveal anything about them. But after we left, the owner of the house said, because we thought it was irrelevant because it wasn't the name that we were told.
What we
After
asked them about it, like, does this name mean anything? And they were like, no,
no.
not that I can think of. We're like, okay. We were just like, oh, it's probably just whatever. We just moved on.
But then we were having a long conversation with the flashlight in a flashlight session with the person. And it turns out the first name that we heard was that person's nickname
As a kid,
as a kid, and he'd
Wow.
completely forgotten.
this was a relative of this person. So
Wow.
it was cool.
Yeah.
And all the other things we were experiencing like lined up with that same person.
Yeah.
And what we didn't know, can I say this part? Is this fine? I mean, to share this, what they told us after they were like, where were you in the room?
Yeah.
Okay. So we were doing this investigation and we revealed some of the things that we had picked up on or had experienced. And they were like, I immediately know who that is. And it's someone that's related to me. And we're, oh, that's cool. And they were like, can we ask where you were we told them the room and they were like, well, where were you in the room? And so I was like, well, I was standing next to this cabinet. It's like a wardrobe with closed doors, wooden. And I was standing next to that and they were like, can you come with me? And we're like, sure. They brought us in there. That person's ashes were inside that cabinet.
Oh.
Wow.
But we had no idea. So it was pretty cool. Like we were like,
Yeah.
It's very confirming for the homeowner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And like I said, that was the first name that came off of the Oculus. And we were driving home, and we didn't get word about that till the next day, but we were driving home and we were like, well, that was a lot of money spent for no reason, And then it was like, whoa, okay, yes, our faith is restored in the Ovilus 5. Yay. We're going to bring it on the next investigation.
So
We love having new toys to play with,
definitely.
to investigate with.
So, just really quick, the room I'm in, we have like 3 rooms.
Yeah.
The middle room, it gets a lot of weird activity. Right now, I just heard things shuffling in there, and there's nobody else in here but me. Let's take a quick look.
Yeah,
All
let's
right.
go.
I'm going to go on an
Let's
investigation.
go
I love
see
this.
what's shuffling.
Shuffling cards? No.
Did you guys see anything weird? I'll turn the music off.
Okay, George just asked an interesting question. So, do spirits ever sleep?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
I have no idea either.
Let's see.
I think that wouldn't be fair to them if they don't, because sleeping is nice.
Right.
Yeah.
We have anything over here?
If I don't get to nap if I want to in the afterlife, I don't want it.
You don't
So are
want
you asking us if we see anything weird?
Yeah. Yeah. Genevieve, be more specific.
Everything.
You
Do you
mean
see anything out of place?
No.
Wow.
We do have weird experiences with this mirror here.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't like that mirror.
Yeah.
I don't like that mirror.
Let's see this. I'll chalk it up to one of our other weird things.
Yeah, I thought I saw movement when you were sitting there in the corner behind you. And there,
That corner or that
yeah.
one?
No, the first corner you pointed to.
Okay. That would make sense. That's where Handsome Edward's been.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's right there. We are looking right at him.
Also,
that
that's
sort?
where the majority of our haunted items are all back there. There's you see the witch hanging up on the ceiling. Just off to the side, there's a an accordion that has an attachment.
I like the guy's head next to the bookshelf or the books there.
And the doll.
Yeah, that
Mhm.
guy is really, he's creeping me out a bit.
Yeah, that's the accordion.
Yeah.
That's the next to the accordion. That
Next
head.
to the accordion.
Oh, it's an
Yeah.
accordion.
Oh, that's an accordion. Okay.
Yeah, that's she was saying that has an attachment.
Yep.
Oh,
There's a few other things. We have I think I may have showed you guys last time. We have a scrapbook that was maintained. It was kept by a woman who was a spiritualist in the Victorian era. And we have it under lock and key, mostly because it's fragile, not because of ghosts. But it's got a lot. Like when I first touched it, my hands were buzzing for like a good half hour.
I love this like thing that's like hanging on the wall, and it has like a rope and like a ball attached to it. It's like looks like a hog's head maybe or a dog. Yeah, over there.
Is it a broom?
So cool.
That's a broom.
Oh, it's a broom. Okay.
Yeah, that's our big cauldron. You can see that.
Oh, that is a big cauldron.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's
I love that guy. That guy up there.
George, in answer to your question about do spirits ever sleep, I'm thinking that
Cool stuff.
we know that they get tired and their energy is depleted. So it may be something like sleep because they need to rest.
yeah.
They need to build their energy back up and stuff. So that would be maybe kind of like a spirit's idea of sleep. George has another.
Yes, I think he's referring to getting old, but
I have weird experiences with mirrors in general. They scare the hell out of me each day. Well, I
You're not
can
alone in
relate to that. I don't like scrying.
I do.
I know you do. I know you do. I don't. It really creeps me out.
Creeps me out.
I have
Does
a
it creep you
giant
out?
black mirror in my divination space.
I remember.
No.
do you use it a lot, Genevieve?
That mirror, not so much. I think that the spirits use it. I think that they kind of check us out from there because we do see things like we'll see movement in there from time to time. But yeah, we've got a lot of other like smaller scrying pieces around too.
Yeah, well, you can scry with anything that's reflective, right?
Yep.
Doesn't just have to be a mirror. But not a fan of that at all. It puts my brain on overload, and it's like, I had that problem with the Estes method for quite some time, but I finally tried it again last Saturday, and it was okay. I didn't hear anything. That's probably why it was okay.
There you go.
I didn't hear from anybody.
Kind of want to turn my
Sorry.
spirit box on, see what I hear.
Okay. What were you going to say, Beth?
I think the last time that you did, well, that I could recall, the Estes method was when we were at the hospital, and there were so many spirits trying to get to us and communicate that you did. You said it sounded like buzzing bees.
Yeah, it just was just and talking so fast that I couldn't hear anything.
Yeah.
I couldn't. It was bad.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can tell that I've missed something,
Mm-hmm.
but I couldn't like catch it, and I
Mm-hmm.
will just be like, well, hopefully if they want to say it, they'll say it again.
They'll come back around. Yeah.
And then I thought the other day, I was like, well, then it might not make sense with whatever people were asking, but oh well. But because I know that when we've been at May Stringer, I have thought I couldn't possibly be hearing what I thought they wanted me to say, and then it kept coming through, and I was like, ugh. And that's that first time when he was making me do the opera singing,
Yeah.
like it was like kept like to where I started laughing. I was like, okay, he's at like this is what they want to say. Like um so
I'm actually excited about going back to May Stringer in November with the Ovulus 5 because I think they will be able to use that like nobody's business.
Yeah, I
So,
think you're right.
yeah. Yeah.
They've had experience with it, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure too. So, that'll be really fun because we'll be able I know that the last time we were there they talked to us more about little Jessie May than the docent said than they've ever talked to anybody before, that they shared more with us about what happened to her. But it backed up their research that they had been doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really excited about that because we'll be able to get more clear answers
Yeah.
because they'll be able to say words. Did you get anything, Genevieve?
No, it's surprisingly quiet tonight.
Hmm.
So it always unnerves me when that happens.
What are they planning?
Yeah. Are we all tracking? What are we doing?
They're like, who are these weird people? And what are they doing here in our parlor?
can't wait to see on your Instagram what you catch on the cameras tonight or something,
Yeah, we'll see. I'll keep an eye out tonight. I don't know. I'm looking up at that spot, waiting for that light to go on.
Right.
Let's hope Megan doesn't face plant again.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got to get repaired now because she like scuffed up her nose so bad.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, looked like a crime scene.
Well, her eyeball coming out anyway kind of looked like that already.
I mean,
Kind of distracts from the nose.
Right.
kind of looks intentional.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy here sometimes.
That's really awesome. I know that you must be in your happy place right there.
100,000%. What I love too is now people like contact us when they have something that's haunted and ask us if we want it.
That's really awesome.
That is.
Yeah. Like, yes, we do. And we were invited to investigate our local historical society. So we're doing that on Monday.
Cool.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah.
I would expect all historical societies to be haunted.
This one's
There's
in
so much stuff there.
Yeah, this one's in a building that used to be a private residence that was on my ghost tour before it became the museum.
Oh.
So I already knew that there's something going on there, but it's also the place. I'm not sure if I shared this story with you guys, but a few years ago, while I was doing my tour, I was standing waiting for like the group to catch up, and I got pushed.
Mm.
And I looked behind me, and there was nobody behind me. So I'm a little We'll see what we get.
That was at that house? You were in front of that house?
Yep. Yeah. So we'll see what we get.
Yeah. I'd kind of say, hey, keep your hands to yourself.
Don't touch me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys being here, but don't touch me.
Yeah. And definitely don't push me.
Yeah, it was scary. I don't get freaked out, but that kind of freaked me out.
Yeah, that would.
Yeah.
You'd be like, I've got my sage and I've got my Palo Santo, and you'll be sorry if you push me.
I make a spray. I make an energy banishing spray too. So I'll keep that with me.
Good idea.
We just came across this really neat energy cleanse that doesn't require a brush, but it's like a brushing energy
Oh, yeah.
cleanse. And it really is pretty great. It feels great, afterwards. I like it a lot. I mean, you can feel all the negative energy just going.
And that is something that people, when they come in here, they ask us, like, they're like, oh, we don't want to take anything home with us. And I'm like, they're not going home with you. They live here. It's like going to a park and saying, I don't want the squirrels to come home with me. They're not coming home with you. They're mine.
Well, we have had stuff come home with us. They can come home with you. So
Yes, but not
Not
mine.
just squirrels come
Not
in.
yours.
not yours.
I'm happy at your shop.
Yes. I mean, even this mirror, the one that was given to us, I can't remember if I shared this with you guys the last time, but at the restaurant that it was in, people were very nasty when they were around this mirror, and I think
Oh,
the energy of the mirror like was giving off these like negative vibes, and people were
yeah,
on it. We've had no problems with it at all,
that's great.
so I think that she likes it here.
Paul wants to know, what are your sprays made with?
So, be right back.
Read it, and I realized as I grab it, I probably need glasses to read this at this point. Rosemary, sage, distilled water. I can't read. Hold on. Rosemary, sage, and anise.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Seems to
So
work.
it smells good.
It does. It smells really good.
I always wonder when we go on investigations and you take your little amulets or whatever, and I take some protection. And I always wonder, I don't want to overpower with protection so that I'm not getting anything to come through. So I'm always trying to balance that, but I'm just never sure exactly how to do that. You have any tips for us, Genevieve?
So I think for that, the way that I would set the intention is that you want yourself to be protected, but not interfere with the energy that's there.
Okay.
So the energy can go and do all the crazy stuff it wants, as long as it's not directly harming. So be very clear, like, do not harm me, and do not, do not touch me. I should be clear on that before I do my tours. Do
Yeah.
not touch
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that it's about like how you go about, like for me, like I have a large piece of obsidian on my neck, and it's just a rock if I don't put the energy into it, So I'm just very clear with my intentions and that sort of thing.
I think too,
Makes sense.
you're welcome, because when we do our investigations, we set boundaries when we open, and we'll be like, you're free to interact with us, and you're free to, some of us will say, if you want, during the investigation, if you want to touch me, I'm fine with that, but I think of it more as like you're welcoming in communication with people that are going to be appropriate with you and, respect your boundaries, but you have that protection there for people that or spirit that would not want to respect your boundaries, right? And it's like, okay, so if you're the type of spirit who's not going to respect those boundaries, I have this added layer of protection. So you're welcome to interact with me within my boundaries that I have set, but here's my little extra protection so that none of that negativity is getting through, right?
Yep.
That's how I think of it too.
Yeah. It's kind of like a bulletproof vest,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
Only really going to affect it if you get shot.
Right, exactly.
Good.
They just repel people, but yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well, you know more about crystal, Beth, than I do, but isn't like something like amethyst pretty good because you can set the intention for both ways with that because it's both protective and it's also allows spirit to communicate with you. It does both. And also like that's why I wear my smoky quartz ring because it does both. It protects and it allows spirit to talk. And
Yeah. I've been to investigations as a guest of someone, and
Mhm.
when there's no activity going on, I would get blamed for wearing too much protection or bringing too much protection. And I was like, well, I never thought of it that way, but
Mhm.
I don't think that's true, but that's just me.
yeah.
Yeah, and also uh, Rob and I both have uh, bracelets that we wear that are mega protection bracelets, that have obsidian and, different different types
Crystals.
of crystals that have major protective qualities. And I always cleanse everything and then I reset my intentions for it before we even go out the door. This is my intention. This is what I expect.
I think
But
that's also important too. The act of setting those intentions is also important for us psychologically because we've
Mhm.
now got a plan as we go into this new space. Like, this is what
Mhm.
I'll accept, this is what I won't accept.
Yeah.
yeah,
And that's important.
Especially if you're in a place that has a lot of activity or a lot of energy going on, it's so easy to just be like, whoop, like you just get right into it. And sometimes it's easy to. I'm thinking of Jenny Wade, where I mean, we did our opening before we even walked in, which is
yeah,
good, but
Yeah,
it
because
was
if we have
so.
remembered,
No, that exactly. Like
entered the building.
we were all different direction, we all kind of got in our own zone and we're so focused and locked in the whole time. Like it blew past. Like we yeah, it felt like 2 minutes that we were there,
I know.
Yeah.
I
Really.
So
know.
sometimes it's like that. So I think what you said is right. And what you were talking about, doing it before you even leave, or setting those intentions ahead of time and making it clear for yourself so you have that focus, and
And
what.
constantly cleanse all your stones and stuff
Yeah.
because,
I also think that ghosts and spirits they're like people. There's a variety, there's a spectrum, and some of them,
correct.
the ones that are going to be compassionate and kind and nice,
Hmm.
are going to know that that's what you're there for. It's
Hmm.
it's keeping your headspace around so that you're not putting yourself in a vulnerable spot for the ones that are not nice.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. Because people ask us that a lot, and I think people are especially concerned about demonic stuff, which we seldom, if ever, come
Mhm.
across anything demonic. Okay. And, but like we like to tell them is there are nice people and there are people that are not so nice,
Yeah.
and there are some people that were real jerks in life. And guess what? In the afterlife, they're still kind of jerks, and those are the ones that you have to say, hey, And also, there's people that are really needy.
Yeah.
You know this. We all know really needy people that are like energy vampires, I call them, that they can just wear you out. And they also die
Yeah.
and become spirits, and they can be very needy.
Or I know too, like Beth, we've been on investigations where the way they are trying to communicate with you has been uncomfortable physically for you because they're maybe communicating something about the way they passed or something like that. And then
Yes.
you have to express to them, hey, or we will on your behalf say, hey, you're making one of our investigators very uncomfortable right now. We need you to stop. We hear you and it's okay to communicate with us, but you may not understand. We're hearing you, you know, and like they will stop. That will go away for you. And I
Mhm.
think sometimes they just don't know, like, oh, my bad. You know, I'm I'm just trying to express to you what happened to me, you know, and that's how
Yeah.
it's coming across. And um that once you kind of reset that boundary too, it can impact that, but can still have interaction. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I think on our experiences.
Well,
Can I?
Beth and I both had coughing the other night,
That's
Yeah.
true.
and there was a reason for that. But we kept
Mhm.
coughing and coughing, and I I was embarrassed that I was coughing that much. I didn't know why I was coughing. And Beth was coughing, and she said, "Well, go ahead, Robin. You
Oh,
wanted to
okay,
say
I was
something?"
going to say that all of this that you're talking about actually relates to the living as well.
Yes.
Mm, good,
Yes.
because I mean,
Yes.
every day when I went into work, and God forbid my former boss is watching this, but I had to do that. You know,
Yeah.
every time I walked in the door.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so it helps you on both sides,
Yeah.
the living and those who have passed.
Yeah.
And setting boundaries.
And
Right.
think
Yeah.
if
And your expectations and what you'll tolerate and what you
yeah.
won't tolerate and what you'll give to understand what their needs, but where you draw the line. And yeah, it's
Yeah.
like life.
Great point. Mhm.
Like some people don't mind being touched, and I know that I've had my hair pulled a lot, and I don't mind having my hair pulled if that's their way of communicating, as long as they don't yank it, but they never do anyway. Um, and that's okay with me, but that might not be okay with somebody else. They might feel like that's crossing a line with them, you know. Um, I don't. And both Rob and Jess have been flicked before,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
they were both okay with that, but other people might not like it. Um, you know, I've had somebody tap me on the shoulder, and that kind of thing. You know, we say going in, that's okay, but if any of, you know, that if someone says that it's not okay, then it's not okay. You know, just respect that, and we'll respect you. You know,
Do you hear rain?
and it is. It's just like dealing with living people. I know that in a the REM pod had gone off in the another room the other night, and I said that that's okay. It's just a living person, and the people in the house laughed because that seemed like a strange thing for someone to say, but I wanted the team to know that was a living person. It wasn't a spirit that had set it off. That's
Well, I was doing the Estes method. Bye, Marjorie.
goodbye,
I,
Hey,
Marjorie. Thanks for
Marjorie,
being
thanks for
here.
dropping by.
We loved having you.
I was doing the Estes method at that investigation, and they happened to have cats at this house. And I, you know, was petting one of the cats, and then I sat down on the floor and I was doing Estes method. I had my phone in my back pocket, and I thought, like, I fully thought um, that one of their cats had gotten curious because my cats will do this and come and had come up behind me and was messing with my phone because I felt someone come and push like they were going to take my phone out of my pocket or push on it, Yeah. And I was blindfolded and but I reached down because I thought it was a cat. And I was like, oh, there's a cat here, and there wasn't anything. So I moved my hand around. Then I took off my blindfolds, expecting to see a cat nearby. Nope. And I was like, was there a cat? They were all like, no. And then I also, after that, felt someone, and this is the second time this has happened to me, but it happened at May Stringer, and it was a different sensation. So at May Stringer, it felt like somebody went like this on my headphones, and I thought it was them trying to tap me out or let me know, like,
and it wasn't.
there was no one. And here at this past Saturday at this private residence, I felt somebody tapping like on my headphones like this on the headset I was wearing, and checked in with them again, like, oh, I felt someone tap. And then again with my back pocket a second time, like there was I again thought, I'm like, I'm sure it's probably a cat this time. There was no cat. So
Yeah, you got touched a lot.
I did.
Well,
But it was fine. It was more, it felt like curious or something, right? Like,
Yeah.
so that sweet cat that was in the house, the gray one, and she had been rubbing her head all over my hand and rubbing and rubbing and rubbing, and I set our recorder down.
Yeah, I put it down there.
Okay,
Yeah.
Dad,
I started it up.
Rob set the recorder down. So we get home later on, and actually it was the next day, and we were going to check the recorder and see what we picked up. That sweet cat had erased every single file.
Somehow.
She kept rubbing her head against the recorder, and we thought, oh, we're going to get a lot of purring,
Yeah.
She really loved that recorder. She was all snuggling it. Every file that we had on it from all of our past.
oh no.
Yeah.
She was very curious about all of our equipment.
Uh-huh.
There was only one of their cats came out. All the rest, well, one peeked his head out a little bit, but the rest of them are all hiding. And she came over, like, I had a EMF detector and the spirit box, came running over and was like nose to it, like, what is this? It was very cute.
So sorry, guys, we have no audio from on the recorder.
That stinks.
Or from any of our last investigations over the last few years.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep. That's okay. We'll start new.
Well, it's been an hour.
Like the Disney movie, That Darn Cat.
That darn cat, right? Yes, it's been an hour and a half. Before we sign off, you guys, anybody in the audience have any questions? Any last minute questions or remarks? Go ahead and make them now.
I want to remind everybody that's just listening to this podcast, if you're in the vicinity of Keyport, New Jersey, visit the Parlor. It's on 8 Main Street, and the phone is 732-217-1311. And Genevieve would be more than happy to give you a tour of her wonderful shop.
I'll tell you all the ghost stories.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I think that's it.
Robin, you're not too far from Keyport, are you?
I don't know. Where is Keyport?
New Jersey.
I know. New Jersey's a big state.
We're about, do you know where Sandy Hook is in New Jersey?
I semi do. Well, anything else you can name? Are you anywhere near like Barnegat or?
We're about an hour and a half north of Barnegat.
Okay, so you actually would be closer than I thought you were.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're about half hour from Newark.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it probably would take me hour and 45 minutes, maybe.
Yeah.
I might have to come by. Yes, for sure. Not
There
might.
you go.
Wait a minute. You know what? I'm going to grab my phone and I'm going to take a
I
picture
want to
of
go
the
to
address
store.
as it goes by. Yes. Hold on. What? Oh, wait a minute. I know this is ridiculous, but I'm taking a picture of the address as it goes by on the screen. There we go.
I was gonna say, I bet Dad could send it to you.
We could have emailed you.
I know.
I
This
could
is-
have texted you. I
this-
could have called you.
This
I
is
could have.
more fun, though. This was entertaining.
This
It
was.
was
Trying to
fun.
catch up with the marquee. Well, Alice says, great show, everyone. Thanks,
Thanks,
Paul, for
Paul.
tuning in. It was good to see you.
Yeah. It was a good question about the sprays because I was
Yeah.
wondering the same thing. What is that? I always want to know what's going to clear anything out that I need to have cleared out. It's a good thing.
There you go.
All right.
All right. Well,
Till next month.
I guess so.
So nice to see everybody. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah.
Nice
Thank you
to
for
meet
joining
you.
us.
Thanks for
And
joining
Yeah,
us.
it's always fun when you're on.
It was crazy seeing Megan take a face plant like that.
Yeah.
And that was
Thanks for
cool.
sharing that. That was pretty cool.
She's got problems.
I know. Poor girl.
James to entertain. Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess until next month, we'll see you guys.
Good night.
Hi.
Later.
Thank you.
Good night.
Night.
Good night.